हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
पाणिर्मधुरः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं पदेरखिलं मधुरम्।
सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। संग्राममय जीवन धरा पर विजय रथ ले हम चले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। हो समर्पण लखन जैसा, राम जैसा त्याग हो। भीष्म सा हो नियम पालन, शौर्य में अभिमन्यु हो। आपदाओं को कुचल कर वीर बालक हम चले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। बुद्ध जैसे कारुणिक हो, धीर हम महावीर से। ध्रुव जैसे निश्चयी, सत्याग्रही प्रहलाद से। दुर्दम्य सारे संकटों में अग्निपथ पर भी खिले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। हनुमान से सेवाव्रती, जिज्ञासु हो नचिकेत से। कर्मयोगी कृष्ण जैसे, वीर हो हम पार्थ से। बलिदान गोविंद सिंह सहो, स्वार्थ सारा ही चले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। देशभक्ति हो शिवासम, प्रेम हो गौरांग सा। स्वाभिमान प्रताप सा हो, तेज झांसी वाली सा। जलती शहीदों की चिता से, हृदय में अंगार ले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। संग्राममय जीवन धरा पर विजय रथ ले हम चले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। ध्येय ज्योति नित जले।
एकमण्डनं
भजे व्रजैकमण्डनं
समस्तपापखण्डनं
समस्तपापखण्डनं
स्वभक्तचित्तरञ्जनं
भक्तचित्तरञ्जनं
सदैव नन्दनन्दनं
सदैव नन्दनन्दनं
सुपीच्छगुच्छमस्तकं
सुपीच्छगुच्छमस्तकं
सुनादवेणुहस्तकं
सुनादवेणुहस्तकं
अनङ्गरङ्गसागरं
रङ्गसागरं
नमामि कृष्णनागरं
नमामि कृष्णनागरं
मनोजगर्वमो मनोजगर्वमोचनम्
मनोजगर्वमोचनम्
विशाललोललोचनम्
विशाललोललोचनम्
विधूतगोपशोचनम् नमामि पद्मलोचनम्
नमामि पद्मलोचनम्
करारविन्दभूधरम्
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 स्मितावलोकसुन्दरम्
स्मितावलोकसुन्दरम्
महेन्द्रमानदारणम्
महेन्द्रमानधारणम्
नमामि कृष्णवारणम्
नमामि कृष्णवारणम्
कदम्बसूनकुण्डलम्
कदम्बसूनकुण्डलम्
सुचारुगण्डमण्डलम्
सुचारुगण्डमण्डलम्
व्रजाङ्गनैकवल्लभम्
व्रजाङ्गनैकवल्लभम्
नमामि कृष्णदुर्लभम्
नमामि कृष्णदुर्लभम्
यशोदया समोदया
यशोदया समोदया
सगोपया सनन्दया
सगोपया सनन्दया
युतं सुखैकदायकम्
सुखैकदायकम्
नमामि गोपनायकम्
नमामि गोपनायकम्
सदैव पादपङ्कजम्
सदैव पादपङ्कजम्
मदीयमानसे निजम्
मदीयमानसे निजम्
दधानमुत्तमालकम्
ददानमुत्तमालकम्
नमामि नन्दबालकम्
नमामि नन्दबालकम्
समस्तदोषशोषणम्
समस्तदोषशोषणम्
समस्तलोकपोषणम्
समस्तलोकपोषणम्
समस्तगोपमानसम्
समस्तगोपमानसम्
नमामि नन्दलालसम्
नमामि नन्दलालसम्
भरावतारकम्
भरावतारकम्
भवाब्धिकर्णधारकम्
भवाब्धिकर्णधारकम्
यशोमती किशोरकम्
यशोमती किशोरकम्
नमामि चित्तचोरकम्
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनौ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिवे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिवे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
Jai Shri Krishna. Seeking the blessings of Yogeshwari Krishna and our Param Pujya Swami Govindadev Giriji Maharaj, let me bow down to all our gurus. Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. A warm welcome to all the sadhaks who have assembled here for the interpretation session of first part of 4 parts of 6th chapter named Atma Sayyama Yoga. We all are really blessed to be associated with Gita Parivar, where we learn to recite Gita flawlessly and get to know the meaning of the shlokas too. Now, before we start the session, prayer is an integral part of our culture and it's an expression of our devotion. And today, Shraddha Ramachandran Didi is going to recite Prarthana. Didi is from Hyderabad, a retired high school teacher who loves reading and hearing spiritual stories and learning spiritual scriptures. Didi is a co-trainer and group coordinator. Shraddha Didi joined Gita Parivar in November 2023. Let's invoke the blessings of Lord Krishna. Shraddha Didi, please.
Jai Shri Krishna. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Didi, for that melodious prayer. Now, it's time for Deepa Prajawalan. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This prayer says, please lead me from false to truth. Please take me from darkness of my heart to the light of knowledge. Take me from fear to fear of death to that which is deathless. Let's light the deepam of knowledge by doing Deepa Prajawalan. May I request Anita Mahajanji from Abu Dhabi, a software engineer who joined Gita Parivar in February 2025 and is giving seva as technical assistant and is a Vivechan trainee. Didi, please.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you, Didi, for a devotional and beautiful Deepa Prajawalan. As you all know, the 5-year completion celebration of Learngeeta will be observed. It has started already from 22nd June to 3rd August, both offline and online. Let's all participate in the celebrations from our respective locations. Let's joyfully and enthusiastically celebrate the completion of these 5 years together. Become a Gita Saver. Please note that this session is in English Today, this session is in English and tomorrow in Hindi at 8:30 p.m. I request you all to watch this session to know what seva you can give in Gita Parivar from the comforts of your homes in your preferred language and time and as per your capabilities. I would like to inform all the participants that you may ask questions once the session is over. Please raise your hands only after the session is over. And I request all of you to share this link of this Vivechan to your near and dear ones so that they can also get to know the meanings of Bhagavad Gita. Now it's time for the most anticipated part of the session. Our speaker for the day is senior trainer of Gita Parivar, Shraddha ji Raodeo. Didi is a disciple of Param Pujya Swamiji Govindadev Giriji Maharaj and deeply committed to Gita Parivar's mission. Didi is a resident of Bhagyanagar, Hyderabad and is the president of Gita Parivar, Hyderabad. Didi is associated with Gita Parivar's online classes since second batch, which started in August 2020. Trainer of first ever JE classes at Learngeeta, where inmates under her guidance memorized 12 chapters and cleared Pathik exam. Didi laid the foundation of the monitoring team in Learngeeta and led it for more than 2.5 years. Didi is an excellent vivacher. Shraddha Didi is offering sevas in various departments like training, examination, academic literature, and several teams at Learngeeta. She has been teaching offline Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā and imparting Hindu scriptural knowledge and patriotic values to children for over a decade. Didi is an electronic engineer and has a postgraduate diploma in IT systems and management. For more than 13 years, Didi was a mobile application developer and a team leader. Didi, over to you.
Jai Shri Krishna Mala Devi, Jai Shri Krishna everybody, Jai Shri Krishna, and a very warm welcome to the session, all of you. Before I begin, I want to confirm if I'm audible. Am I audible, Mala Devi?
Yes, Didi, you're audible. Yeah.
Let us begin. Hari Om. Let us all pray together to Swamiji, with whose blessings we all will be learning this extremely beautiful chapter. Hari Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya, Hare Paramatmane, Pranatah Kleshanashaya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Varthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Puranamuna Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshini Bhagavati Mashtadashatyayini Ambatva Manusandadami Bhagavad-gītā Bhavatveshini. Om Shri Gurave Namaha, Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha. Hari Om. A very warm welcome to the session again, all of you. Today we are going to start a very beautiful chapter from a very important scripture. Just when I was reciting this prayer, Ambatva Manusandadami, amongst all the different scriptures in this world, this one scripture is considered as what? Amba means mother, mother of all, mother for everybody who keeps faith in her. We all are Gita sadhaks. Some of us are Gita sevis. What do we consider? We all have deep faith, deep astha, deep shraddha in her. And when we have that kind of faith and we start considering her as our mother, she comes to our rescue and explains us. What does a mother do? When a newlywed daughter goes into a new house, what does she do? कुछ नहीं आता है तो hesitant to ask anybody, first call to mother. Even as a son, for small children, even as a big, no matter how big the children become, first call, oh mother, mommy, what we should do. in such a situation till they are completely independent. So this is the thing, when a person is confused, dharma sammudha cheta, when a person, how Arjun had become, he was dharma sammudha cheta, not understanding what is dharma, what has to be done, what is not to be done. He was completely confused, and at such a time comes to rescue whom? This Bhagavad Gita. And you will learn in the fourth level. You will learn second chapter. You must have heard this before, that the master key, the key to understanding Bhagavad Gita, key for Bhagavad Gita to open her doors for us lies in the seventh slok of the second chapter, where Arjun has accepted, I am your disciple, I am your shishya, please help me. When then he says, Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava prachami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha. He admits that I am confused. We all have admitted we are stuck in this mrityu sansar. We are all confused. Dharma sammudha chetaha. Then he's totally confused, and then when he says that I want to know from you, I want to know from you, Prichhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha. I am asking you because I am totally confused. And yachreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme Shirshasteham Shariman Tvam Prapannam. Only when these words were heard by Sri Krishna, then just like how a mother will open the arms for the child when he's, after coming home after a long time, like that, Sri Krishna has opened the doors of his wisdom, opened the doors of his love and affection towards Arjun, and started telling the entire Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. This particular shlok where he has said Shishyasvam Shadiman Tvam Prapannam has resulted in this entire Bhagavad Gita to be recited, to be told by Sri Krishna. Just like that, so it is considered that if you want to enter the Atma of Bhagavad Gita, if you want to enter the Atma of Bhagavad Gita, if you want to understand Bhagavad Gita in its true sense, you have to experience that feeling which is mentioned in the seventh slok of the second chapter. Then Bhagavad Gita will open up for you. Similarly, that will open up the gates of Srimad Bhagavad Gita for us to understand the meanings of Bhagavad Gita, to be able to recite Bhagavad Gita. But similarly, when we want to bring it into practice, if we want that I should behave as if I am a Gita sadhak, my behavior should show, it should be a reflection of the principles of Bhagavad Gita. When you are on that path, Gita Padhe, that we all know, Gita Padhaye, some of you are doing. Gita Jivan Mein Laye, when Swamiji says, then making Bhagavad Gita a reflection. Our behavior should reflect the principles of Bhagavad Gita. When we want that, where is the master key to that? It is in this sixth chapter. The key, just as I told you, to open the gates of Bhagavad Gita, the seventh slok was important from second chapter, to open, to bring the Bhagavad Gita in our lives, to start practicing Bhagavad Gita in our lives. This sixth chapter forms the master key. Now, this is what Swamiji has told, that it is a master key. Every gate has a different key. So, every lock will have a different key. But there is one key which is going to be common, which will open all the other locks. Whether it is the lock of Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, any other yoga, this chapter by the name of Atma Sanyam Yoga, it is the master key. It is the master key to open all the locks, and that is the importance of this chapter. When people learn it, they feel it is very impractical. Why? Because it is assumably difficult. But with constant practice, nothing is impossible. So we will enter this chapter with an understanding that if we have to bring Bhagavad Gita in our lives, this is where the master key lies. And who doesn't want the master key to all the yoga? Who doesn't want the master key to get a complete hold of Srimad Bhagavad Gita? Wants to be a reflection of Srimad Bhagavad Gita? We will learn that with that feeling, with that emotion. So, and we all know what is Karma Yoga. Theoretically, we will know. Bhakti Yoga, theoretically, we know. If somebody asks what is yoga, 2-3 definitions, we will say yoga, karma, sukhaushalam, samatmai yoga, uchyati. But how do we get it in the mind? People, if somebody tells you, talk about good behavior. We all can talk, each one of us will be able to talk at least for half an hour. Whether, no matter how our behavior would be, irrespective of how our behavior is, we can give a lecture, each one of us half an hour we can speak. Small children, ask them what is a good child, a long list they will have. Ask, are you a good child? They will say, yeah, sometimes. Isn't it? So children, if you have a conversation with them, they will give honest answers. Yeah, are you a good student? Are you being a good child? Sometimes I do naughty things, the child says. Like that, we all can talk for hours about what is good behavior, what is there in Bhagavad Gita, why we should learn Bhagavad Gita, how much are we able to take that. So even Duryodhan in Mahabharata, he has said, Janami dharmam nachame pravritti, janamya dharman nachame nivritti. I know what is dharma. I know what is adharma. I know the difference between the two. I know and I can understand that I have to follow dharma. But kenapi devena hridistitena yatha niyuktosmi tatha karomi. There is something within me which stops me from doing something good. The same thing Arjun has also said in the end of the fifth chapter. He has understood Karma Yoga, whatever Shri Krishna has told, everything he says. He says, but I am not able to follow it, hey Krishna. And there Shri Krishna explains in the fifth chapter, towards the end of the fifth chapter, he says, don't worry, it is not your problem. It is because of what? Kamakorodhodbhavam vega. Sorry, the Rajoguna samudbhavaha, which are the two things which come with Rajogun, Kama and Krodha. These two, the enemies that are there within you, which originate from what? From the Rajogun. They are situated in you, and because of them, you are not able to control. In the third chapter, Shri Krishna explains. Then fifth chapter, still after that entire discussion, also he is still confused. In the third chapter, he has told that out within the Rajogun, this Kama and Krodha are your enemies. Mahashano Mahapapma Viddhenam Iha Vairinam. Shri Krishna has told that they are your biggest enemies. And when Shri Krishna tells this, Arjun is still confused. Okay, so I have to control the Rajogun. Then Shri Krishna says you have to have the right knowledge. Then the entire fourth chapter, fifth chapter happens, and towards the fifth chapter. Now, this theoretical part initially Shri Krishna has completed. In the till the third, fourth, fifth chapter, he has completed, and then he says, now you understand. We have spoken about these gunas quite a lot. You understand all the properties of three gunas. Sattva gun takes us towards knowledge, towards piousness, towards pavitrata, and it is liberating. Rajogun, it's a binding. It keeps you binded to this world. It keeps you binded to your prakriti, and it keeps you in action. And tamogun stops you from the progress. Urdhvam gachanti satvastha, madhye tishtanti rajasaha, jaganya guna vrittistha, adho gachanti tamasaha. So, knowing these basic properties of the gunas, Shri Krishna says you have to control your rajogun. And then only you will be able to control your pravritti, all these things that kenapi devena radhistitena, when Duryodhana is saying. What is that something? That something within him is the Rajogun, which is provoking him to do what? To follow the adharma. It is the Rajogun which keeps us close to this Kama and Krodha, and they keep us tied to this world. So Shri Krishna says you have to control the Rajogun. All these principles in ways, in different ways, Shri Krishna has explained to Arjun. And then towards the end of the fifth chapter, what Shri Krishna says, he says you have to control your Rajogun. You have to have the peace inside as well as outside. Outer peace as well as inner peace. He says you have to control them with the help of your prana. What does he end the fifth chapter with? Sparshan kritva bahir bahyams chakshuschaivantare dhruvoho प्राणापानौ समौ कृत्वा नासाभ्यन्तरचारिणौ यतेन्द्रियमनोबुद्धिर्मुनिर्मोक्षपरायणः विगतेच्छाभयक्रोधो यः सदा मुक्त एव सः. To control your rajogun, to control your, there are continuous waves within us which keep our life very disturbed, which keep our thoughts very disturbed, and that disturbance It affects everything, not only the body, but our feelings, our man, our ichha, our sankalpa shakti, everything gets affected. What Sri Krishna says, Parshan Kritva Bahirbahyam Chakshas Chanvayantari Bhruvo. This first entire line is description of the dhyan. And then prana apana samau kritva nasabhyantara charina. Prana apana, the vayu, the breath that we take within us. This is a brief description of what? The pranayam. Yatendriya mano buddha. This is entire description in these two shlokas is of pranayam and dhyan. And when Shri Krishna tells this, now see, we are learning Bhagavad Gita in this way, Atha Panchamodhyaya, iti Panchamodhyaya, Atha Shashtodhyaya, iti Shashtodhyaya. This Atha iti, we are learning this way. This compartmentalization of yoga has been done by Maharshi Vedavyasji, Bhagwan Vedavyasji for our understanding. But Bhagavad Gita was not told like this. When he explained these shlokas, when these shlokas were told, probably Arjun had a confused expression that what is this he is telling all of a sudden? Shut down your external thoughts, fix the gaze in the space between the eyes, bhruvor madhye. Then equalizing the flow of incoming and outgoing breath, prana, panam, samau, krutva. Control your sense organs, yatendri. All of a sudden he's confused. What is all this? Hmm, when probably he had that confused expression on his face, and Sri Krishna says, okay, no problem if you are not understanding this. It's okay. Let me let me tell you in detail. And that is where this description starts. When Shri Krishna says, no problem, I will explain you this entire process of dhyan, entire process of yoga, bringing a physical balance to this entire prana and prana. That I will start explaining you, and without any questions, just reading his confused expression, Shri Krishna starts explaining to Arjuna. One more important peculiar thing about this chapter. Very beautiful explanation comes from Jnaneshwar Mauli when he does the introduction of this chapter. What is the first thing, just in a crux, one beautiful example, Swamiji and Jnaneshwar Mauli have said that this chapter, it is an intro, it is going to take you within you. If you want to understand this chapter, what is the basic of this chapter, how it is designed, what is the analogy in our real life. Just some time back we were talking about the mother and daughter, isn't it? Now just imagine if there is a lady, elderly lady, they have lot of, suppose, jewels in the house, no? Lot of jewels, ornaments, golden ornaments. Now once in a year at least we should check how many ornaments we should have, what is there in our tijori, isn't it? Now, what else mother will do? Now, married daughter will come in the house, no? I can show it to my daughter, not to the daughter, no, but at least I can show it to daughter. Somebody very trustworthy, she will say, okay, hello, let's see what all treasure we have. Then what they can do, they will just go inside. First, after going inside, what they will do? First, close the door of that room. Nobody should see what we are doing. I'm going to open my tijori, I'm going to open my treasure, no? So first come inside, let me show. She will tell the daughter, come inside, let me show you what all jewels I have. And she'll call the daughter inside and then close the door first, and then come, I will show you. First she will close the outside door of the room, then the door of the tijori, the door of the treasure will open, and then she will say, okay, then they will start. Then what happens? Then the treasure comes out. This chapter is like that. This chapter is going to teach us exactly same procedure. What is that procedure? Close the outer doors. Close the doors of your indriya, of your sense organs. Close the outer doors and then open the inner doors and go within and find what? You will find the treasure of what? Atma Gyan. You will find the treasure of Atma. That is how this chapter is. This process, this is in layman terms, this is the process that is going to be explained in this chapter. So now on this note, what Sri Krishna tells, let us try to explore. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Anashrita कर्म फलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः. Some people are saying sound is not coming. We have to cut down external disturbances. Try to concentrate and go inside within, and all sounds, all type of sound will be very clear. Sri Krishna says a person who is trying to be a yogi, how he should be? He should be free from what? Anashrita karma phalang. Karyam karma karotiya. Now, when Shri Krishna is talking here, when we all feel that dhyan is start karenge, if we have to start from dhyan, what is this karma doing here? We see everything as a different compartment. Our bhakti is a different compartment. Our dhyan is a different compartment. Yoga is a different compartment. Shri Krishna says this is not the case. Samam pashyan hi sarvat. So, everywhere Shri Krishna says, everywhere these are all interconnected. Both the things they should be able to see in equanimity. Such a person will be what? They will be anashrita karma phalan. They will not be dependent on what? Their karma phala. Karma phala, see, he is not saying anashrita karma. Karma phala. How are we? We are dependent on our karma phala. Simple things like Bhagavad Gita, when I suggest some parents that come teach to your children, what they will say, क्या मिलता है दीदी सीखने से? What am I going? What is my child going to get by learning? Karma phala, always. We are what now? The world, this modern world is very incentive driven. And that is the problem with us, anashrita karma phalang, because we are always dependent on karma. But Sri Krishna says a person should be what? They should be independent of their karma phala. They should not be worried about what am I going to get out of this entire action. Karyam karma karoti yaha. They will do the work accordingly. Not with an incentive, not an incentive driven person. Such a person is what? Sannyasi cha yogi cha. He is a sannyasi. He is a real yogi. Na naniragdhirna chakriyah. Such a person, who is performing, they are doing naniragnirna chakriyah. All they have, even if they abandon all their bodily activities, they are the real yogis, even if they do not do anything. Naniragnirat means without fire. Basically, everything that is done within us is with a agni, with a urja. Even if it is that they are what, even without any action, even if they are not, any action is happening, they are still what? They are yogi. They are sannyasi. And how is such a sannyasi? Yam sannyasamiti prahur yogantam vitti pandava na yas sannyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. Now Shri Krishna has said that a yogi is a person, a sannyasi is a person who is anashrita karma phala. He is doing his work. He is not like not doing any work, but because he is not dependent on our karma phala, even whether he does or he doesn't do, after a certain time he reaches that level, whether he does or doesn't do any work, what will happen? He will be still a yogi. So such a person, he is always a yogi. And in further describing them, Shri Krishna says, Yam sannyasam prahu. This such a person is sannyasi. Yogan tam vidhi pandava. Here, what is the complete definition of a yogi? What a sannyasi is, Shri Krishna has explained in the second line. What are the different characteristics? Nahi asanyasta, nahi asanyasta sankalpo, nahi asanyasta sankalpo. Yogi bhavati kaschana. The one whose mind is totally free. Here the important word is asanyasta and asanyasta sankalpo. Asankalpo means what? Here, before we understand the meaning of asankalpa, we have to understand what is sankalpa. The meaning of this word sankalpa, the basic definition is samyaktena kalpanam iti sankalpa. Samyaktena kalpanam means what? Means, if I see something beautiful, suppose go to a shop. We are in a mall nowadays. People will just move around for no reason, moving in the mall. And in the mall, if they all of a sudden see a beautiful sari, whether you buy it or you don't buy it, or you see a beautiful something, you buy it or you don't buy it, one sound, one comment comes in our mind, oh wow. And then that wow comment is the sankalpa, because then it is asking your mind, do you we need it or we don't need it, we would feel like buying it or we don't feel like buying. Then we start the thinking process around it, but the first comment is, this is very nice. And then that tarang, that ripple that comes within our mind, that oh, there is an appreciation for this that comes within our mind, that ripple is the sankalpa. The moment that comes, what happens, it starts the stir of thoughts within us, whether I should buy, whether I should not buy. If I'm just driving on the road and I see, wow, what a beautiful car, and then there is a wow, what a beautiful car, the moment I say that wow, what a beautiful car, then my mind starts saying, I should also have one car like that, one beautiful car like that. When will I be able to buy? Will I be? And then that process of thought starts. That is how our desires work, and that is how the turbulence is created. Because of what? Because of the sankalpa. And this entire thing, and because of that, what happens? Asanyasta. The sannyas is not possible. We are not able to give up on anything. What is sannyas? Giving up, renunciation, giving up of the desires. We will not be ever be able to give up any desires, because the sankalpa is going to keep stirring all those emotions within us. It is always going to stir those emotions within us, and then what is going to happen? A whirlpool of desires is going to originate within us, and that keeps the turbulence alive. So what Shri Krishna says, but a yogi is asanyasta asankalpa. They will not have this chattering mind that we have within us, from morning to evening, and not only with things. Okay, this person said this to me. He could have said it in a better way, and he has said you have to leave it. But what happens? Every small thing that is said to us, that is done to us, that happens to us, it stirs a different sankalpa and different emotions, different thought process, and what happens? Our mind is never relaxed. Hmm? But a jnani, a garma yogi, they cannot afford such a turbulence in their mind. So what happens with them? They do not have such a ripple of thoughts in their mind. Such a person is what? A yogi or a sannyasi. Yam sannyasam prahu. Yogam, yogi also, such a person. Yogi bhavati kashana. This such a thing, this sankalpa and this thing will never happen to whom? To a person who is a yogi. So a yogi, even if he sees something very beautiful, a big lavish house, a yogi who is a yogi from within will never feel like I should, have this kind of house. He is just happy with, nor a very happy feeling will come within him, nor a sad feeling will come within him that he is a hermit. He will not think, oh, I should have a what I'm. Nothing will happen to him. Even a happiness will not come. That is important. So it is not. Don't say that. Oh, if I see a car, I don't feel like buying. But that happiness also should not. Oh wow, that car should not come. Nothing, no reaction. That is a yogi. That is the actual definition of yogi. And explaining this state of the yogi further, Sri Krishna has done a very detailed analysis from where to a complete yogi, from a beginner sadhak. A sadhak, after following the path of sadhana, he becomes a yogi. What is our state and what is the state of a yogi? All that Sri Krishna explains in the next slok. What he says, आरुरुक्षोर्मुनेर्योगं कर्म कारणमुच्यते योगारूढस्य तस्यैव शमः कारणमुच्यते. Now, in this particular slok, Sri Krishna has explained these two steps. One is a person who wants to become a yogi. I don't want any sankalpa. All those things we have to follow. We are learning Bhagavad Gita only to become yogis. Why? Because Shri Krishna's order, Tasmad Yogi Bhavarjuna. Our Learngeeta motto also, Tasmad Yogi Bhavarjuna. We want to become yogis. So for that, when Shri Krishna says, so we are what? We are the first description of the first line, Aru Rukshaha. So a person who has decided that I want to become a yogi, I want to be on this path of solace, I want to be on this path of sadhana, a person who has made up his mind and wants to start this journey, that person is Arurukshaha. Such a person is Arurukshaha, the one who has resolved that he will climb this mountain of yoga. Now you see this, people go for mountaineering. What they will do, one person will be at the base of the mountain. There is a camp where all the campers, how they come with their oxygen cylinders, backpacks, everything, they are all set that they have to climb this mountain. They are all ready, all determined. They are at the base of the camp. And then there are some mountaineers who have climbed this mountain, and from there they will make a call. Okay, people, we have reached this peak, and then they will send the pictures from there. Look, this is how it is looking from here. The mountain people who have completed climbing that mountain, they are there, and now they are seeing the scenic beauty and nicely sending the pictures. They have climbed the mountain. They are yoga rude. So the yoga rude is who? The person who has reached the summit of that mountain, who has reached the peak of this mountain of yoga. So Aruruksha is the one who is just beginning with the journey of being a yogi, and yoga rude is the one who has successfully climbed this mountain, who has successfully completed his journey. And then what? And he is on the path, on the peak of this mountain of yoga, and doing what? Happily he's stationed there. Now what happens? That is a different matter. So this is the definition, this is the difference between these two states. Now for Aruruksha, what Shri Krishna says, the one who is a Aruruksha, the one who has resolved that I want to start yoga, I want to become a yogi, such a person, what Shri Krishna says, karma karana muchyate. For such a person, karma is important. Karma karana muchyate. That is what the cause of his very existence, his very reason to be active is the karma. He has to do the karma. A mountaineer cannot just sit with his backpack, say, I want to become go on the peak and just sit there. No. Karma karana muchyate. He has to do the action. But a yoga rudha tasyeva, the one who has mastered yoga, people whom we were talking about in the previous show, who have no sankalpa, who are very peaceful, shamakkarana muchyate, for them inaction, not getting perturbed, inaction becomes the cause because they have achieved what they wanted to achieve. They have now, they don't need to do the karma. We don't have to look at them and say, Abhi, mujhe no need for me to do anything. No, now they are just sitting doing dhyan. It is okay if they just sit and do dhyan, if they are involved within themselves and doing meditation just at one place. Shama karana muchyate, being involved with themselves, shama, with full control. They are, shama is with full control. They are not getting involved in any action. They have a complete control over themselves. For them, that is the cause, that is the thing they have to invest their time in. But if we say our whole world is left, we are still not worthy of being called a yogi. But for such a person, if we say we will leave all the karma and we will sit and do only dhyan, it is not going to work because we are Aruruksha. Arurukshor munir yogam karma karana muchyate, karma karana. We have to do that karma. And for yoga rudha, he has he has already reached. Now he is yoga rudha, means what? Now his sadhan, the means by which he has done everything, that is going to take care of him. Just imagine, suppose I have to, I have to reach a certain floor. I have to reach a building. Now in that building, I have to go on the, say, seventh floor, eighth floor, some random floor. If I say I want to reach the seventh floor, and I have to reach at a certain time. What I will do, I will run till that building, run, reach, make an effort. Karma karana muchyate, because I want to reach the seventh floor. I cannot just sit here and the building is across the road. I cannot just from here directly disappear and go into seventh floor. I have to make an effort to reach till the bottom of that building. I have to reach there. Once I reach there, I press the lift button and the lift is coming. My work is done. Once I enter the lift, I have to do what? Stand still. Shamakkarana muchyate. After that, I don't have to do anything. Whatever is going to be done, that is being done by the lift. That lift is responsible for uplifting me till the seventh floor. I will run till the lift, and after entering the lift, we just still stand still. Now, whatever has to be done is the state of the yoga rudra. He has done what has to be done. He has to be still now. And his sadhan, the thing which he has achieved, the sadhana that he has achieved, that is going to be the cause for his upliftment. So, once a person becomes a yoga rudha, then he has to be still. He has to leave the sadhan and he has to be still. Some people will say, how do I know? How can you say I am a Aruruksha? I could be a Yoga Rudha. You are telling me I am a Aruruksha. How can you decide that for me? There is no degree of Yoga Rudha. Now we know that Yoga Rudha can be in inaction. So how do we come to know that whether we are Yoga Rudha or not? Whether we are in that state where we can say, I will take a sannyas and go to Hima. So many people, just out of frustration, I keep listening to them every day. So many people says, I'm going to leave everything and just take sannyas and go to Himalayas and say, no, that is not for you. That is for a Yoga Rudha. And are you a Yoga Rudha? How to understand whether you are a yoga ruda or not? Sri Krishna explains in the next shloka. Yada hinendriyartheshu na karmasvanushadyate sarva sankalpa sannyasi yogarudhastadochyate. Where, how do we understand what the definition of yoga ruda is here? First charan, yoga rudhastadochyate. Shri Krishna is telling the definition of yoga rudha here. Who is a yoga rudha? Yada hinendriyartheshu na karmasvanushadyate. So here, when we say that we have to be yoga rudha, then we become qualified for doing nothing in action. Then you can say you are a sannyasi, you are a yogi, you are a free bird. That time, by that time, all these worldly freedom is not even any relevance to us when we reach that state. So, what Sri Krishna says, nobody is going to give you a degree here. There is nothing that I give an exam of yoga route and I come to know. This is for ourselves to see. Bhagavad Gita is a grantha which is actually full of some litmus tests, you can say. There are such tests within Bhagavad Gita which are for your own introspection. Look at all the parameters in that list and check for yourself. Is this in me? Tick. Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitra karuna evacha. Adveshta sarvabhutanam tick. Maitra karuna evacha. Maitra tick. Karuna evacha tick. Huh? All this is the test of what? Are you an ideal bhakta? Are you a great devotee? Similar tests are present everywhere in Bhagavad Gita. Second chapter, Lakshan of Sthita Pragya person, a person who has a steady wisdom. The tests are given in that. Daivasura Sampada Bhaga Yoga, Asuri Sampada, long list is there. It is after the second chapter, Bhakti Yoga, 12th chapter. What is the Bhakti Yoga? Long list of Adveshta Sarva Bhutana Maitra Karuna continues till the end of the chapter. Where Shri Krishna has told what are the characteristics of Bhakta. When you say I am a devotee, I am a great devotee of Shri Krishna, open Bhagavad Gita, go to 12th chapter, start picking mark. If even one characteristic fail, no. He doesn't say put a tilak, put this type of tilak, put that of type of tilak. He doesn't say all that. Are these characteristics there? Then you are an ideal devotee. Gunatita. Characteristics of Gunatita in which chapter? In the 14th chapter. When we say all these things, turbulence is not affecting me. I am beyond the control of all gunas. Shri Krishna says, Kailingai Slin Gunaneta. And when Arjuna asks after that, when Shri Krishna starts telling from the 22nd shloka, all these list of Gunatita. So many things. How is an ideal karta? All these things, very important these lists are. So, similarly, Shri Krishna, when we say Yoga Ruda. How to identify whether we fall in the category of being a Yoga Ruda? This is the shlok which you have to introspect for ourselves. No certificates required or anywhere. Introspect and find if these criteria is something you are fitting in. Yadahi na yadahi indriyartheshu na anushachyate. Hmm. Yadahi indriyartheshu na anushachyate means there are two things. Na indriyartheshu na karma swanushajyate. Means what? First, na indriyartheshu anushajyate, na karmasu anushajyate. Means what? They are not, altered. Our emotions are not altered by things that our senses are detecting for us. A beautiful dress, a beautiful car, tasty food. Immediately Ekadashi. Why Ekadashi today? So tasty food. Gone. Indriyartheshu nanushachite. Huh? So very everywhere, all our sense organs, not just eyes. Hmm. Music. I'm trying to learn Bhagavad Gita, memorizing, practicing for my exam. Immediately somebody put some nice music. Oh, this music is so nice. Leave our studies and we start listening to that music. Indriyateshu nanushajyate. Even the mind does not drift. Karmasu nanushajyate. When the mind is not getting attached to these things and not getting drifted towards these worldly things. Hmm, Such a person, such a thing, when something does not distract me, then we can say that we are not affected by anything. Hmm. So, and yoga rudha, sarva sankalpa sannyasi. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi. We saw the definition of sankalpa, right? Now, sarva sankalpa sannyasi has given up on all sankalpa. When we say that, in the third chapter also we see that Shri Krishna says that mithyachara sauchate, when people try to control just their sense organs, then that is not correct. That is mithyachara. But what here Shri Krishna is saying, from within, the sankalpa should not come. If I say, okay, we have learned that yoga ruda is a person who is not affected by the actions around them, by the items, sense organs, whatever things are around us, we should not get affected. And then we try to control our sense organs. No, that is not. The sankalpa should not come from within. From within only that comment should not come. That, oh wow, when you are completely free, yoga, rudha. Now, so it is like, the mountains, how big mountains are. So many clouds are coming and going. In the season of monsoon, you see the big mountain ranges. If you go to some hilly area, the clouds are coming, sometimes white clouds, sometimes dark clouds, some clouds rain on that mountain. The mountain is unaffected. A mighty mountain stands tall, unaffected by what is coming, what is storming on it. It remains unaffected. A yoga ruda is like that. No matter how many things you are putting, how many temptations you are putting on them, but what happens? It is the person remains unaffected. When it rains heavily, if it rains heavily, it will affect the small ponds, all the rivers will start flooding. What difference does it make to an ocean? Nothing. Yogarudhastadochyate. Such a person who is free from all these desires, that sankalpa, no ripples happening within him, such a person is Yogarudha. So, definition of Yogarudha, Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi. Yogarudha Stadochyate. That is the definition of a of a Yogarudha, that he is a Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi. And then Sri Krishna says, see, you have this entire chapter. Actually, entire Bhagavad Gita is a subject for introspection. Some people do what? They listen to everything in Bhagavad Gita and start analyzing around them who is falling in this category or not. But it is actually a scripture of introspection. We have to look within us. Am I falling in this category or not? And what Sri Krishna says, Arjun, it is your responsibility. You only have to do it for yourself. You have to see whether you are a yoga rude or not, or if not, you have to work in that direction because you are responsible for your upliftment. And that's exactly what he starts telling next. Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva yatmano atmaiva yatmano bandhur atmaiva Tripuratmanaham. See, Shri Krishna says, makes one thing very, very clear. What people do is sometimes, they will say, "Didi, I really want to learn Bhagavad Gita. I really want to, invest my full time in this spirituality, but there is so much disturbance in my house." Sri Krishna has made one thing very clearly, he has stated here. Very open, very bold statement. You are solely responsible for your upliftment, progress, or your downfall. It is your responsibility. Don't tell that he is responsible, that is responsible. When people tell me that, oh, because we are working, everybody is working. I don't understand only when some people say we are working and we don't have time to learn Bhagavad Gita. It is a matter of laughter for me because you are responsible. You are missing out on something. You have to find time for it. We find time for movies and catching up with friends and going out dinner. Everything we find time. But a person who manages to find time for these things, such uplifting tasks, is what is a person who is actually on the path of progress. Irrespective of doing everything, if we are able to find time, no, some very funny arguments are, Didi, बच्चे छोटे हैं, now I don't get time. अरे, you have to find out time for all this because don't blame the kids for your non-learning of Bhagavad Gita. Don't blame your office and your job for not getting time. Why? Because Sri Krishna says you are responsible. Uddhared atmanatmanam, natmanam avasadayet. You are wholly responsible for your upliftment. Hmm? Just like the food we eat. If I say I am very, very hungry and I eat the food, now whose job is it to digest it? I only have to digest. I cannot say there is no time for digestion. I only no, we don't do that, right? Whatever breathing I have to do, I have so much work, so much time, no time to breathe. And but still you breathe, isn't it? We have to do our own job. When I eat my food, I only have to digest it. Our sadhana is also our internal state. When we are digesting, it is not evident to others that I have just eaten food and the digestion is going on. Similarly, sadhana is an internal state. No matter externally what you are doing, how many offices you are managing, how many kids you are managing, how many elderly people in your house you are managing, your internal state should be that of a sadhak. Your internally you are a sadhak. So upliftment cannot depend on others. It is dependent on you. Everything that we have to do, it is there. No, if everything happens with the blessings of Sri Krishna, everything all said and done. What we choose for ourselves is our responsibility. Atmanaha Atmanam Uddharet. We will be uplifting ourselves. Atmanam na avasadayet. Don't lead to your own destruction by giving all such excuses that because of this I am not able to do, because of that I am not able to do. These are all excuses. And in the language that we are talking with each other, what do they say? Excuses are the nails to build a house of failures. So, same thing. Where is all this wisdom coming from? Atmanam na avasadayet. He should not give any excuse. Don't let these things get into anything. Hmm. So, in practical life also, some we see Ramakrishna ji because of Ramakrishna Paramhans, Swami Vivekananda ji has got the dhyana siddhi. People say he was so lucky. And for that, he has proved his caliber. He couldn't have done anything if he would not have uplifted himself to a certain level. Otherwise, staying even with the Ramakrishna Paramhans, so many people stayed with Ramakrishna Paramhans ji. But how many became Swami Vivekananda? Only one became Swami Vivekananda because he has practiced this shlok in his life? How many people are able to get it? When he wanted, when they met first meeting, he says, I can show you Bhagwan. And Vivekananda ji went to him and said, have you seen God? And Vivekananda has asked this question to many people. And many people, nobody was able to give any answers. But Ramakrishna Paramahansa, who has no basic education, he said, I have seen him as clearly as I see you. And what seen him, I have spoken to him the way I am talking to you. And if you want to see, I can also show you. You come to me after a week. Live your life very nicely. 1 week, come to me after a week. Swami Vivekananda ji came. And then only one thing he did, with the toe of his feet, he touched on the chest, on the heart of Swami Vivekananda. That time he was Narendranath. He touched, and Swamiji started shouting. He has written all this. He himself has written in his the books that this is what has happened. I started shouting. And then Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said, no, you are not yet. Abhi yogyata nahi hai. Till now you are not qualified. You have to qualify. There's so many devotees of Sri Krishna. How many become Mirabai? So many devotees of Vitthal Bhagwan. How many become Santa Tukaram Maharaj, Santa Namdev Maharaj? How many of them become? Because no, we have to understand here nobody is wrong. It is we who are falling short, and we have to fill in that gap with all the amenities. Also nowadays, what children say, I couldn't study properly, I couldn't do anything. When we look at them, look at Ambedkar ji, what sadhan he had. The entire society was against his education. The entire system was totally what he has done. He has written our constitution. That level of education he has had. Then in this, when the board that has written our this constitution, it was full of so highly educated, intelligent people. But when Ambedkar ji would stand, nobody could talk in front of him. When he would stand, everybody would listen to him so respectively. Where has this come from? From his sadhana of so many years. Uddhared Atmanatmanam. That is what he is the chairman of the Constitution Drafting Committee. A person from the lower caste in those days getting so much education. How? Atmaiva Atmano Bandhu. Because he was his own friend and got that qualification. Atmaiva Ripuratmanaha. And in spite of all the all the comfort in our house, from attending school from home or online school, what all children get all the facilities, even with that, they are not able to manage good basic education. Atmaiva Ripuratmanaha. That is the state. So Shri Krishna has given a word of caution here. Whenever we all see, this is, I told, a chapter of introspection. The entire Bhagavad Gita is a scripture of introspection. Introspect. How can I become my own friend? Whatever excuse is coming to me, am I trying to turn away from something? And then Shri Krishna says, how can you become your own friend? This question will come to you. Why should not fall in that category ever? How can I become my own friend, and how do I turn into my own enemy? Shri Krishna explains that in the next shlok. Bandhuratmatmanastasya yenatmaivatmana jatah anatmanastu shatrutve vartetatmaiva shatruvat yena atma eva atmana jatah. Yena, the one who by his own self is able to control himself, self-control. The self-control, and now the self, here they have not mentioned indriya anywhere. Don't control your eyes, don't control your tongue, control your atman, your consciousness, your conciseness you have to control. From within you have to control, your mind you have to control. That should not be running towards any subject. Tasya atmanah atma bandhu. The one who has self-control, his atman, his atman, his self, his inner self is his own friend. And to anatmanah atma eva shatruvat. Anatmanah, the one who is not able to control himself. The Anatmana is the one who has no control over himself. For such a person, Anatmana is the one who has not been able to conquer himself, not been able to conquer his mind. For such a person, to anatmanah to atma eva shatruvat, means atma is bandhu for one, the same atma becomes a shatru for one. The atma becomes the bandhu for whom? Atmanah. And the atma becomes an enemy for whom? The anatmanah. Means what? The the atma becomes bandhu for atmanah, means the one who has complete control over himself. The Atma becomes an enemy for Anatmanaha, means what? The one who is not having any control. The same Atma will become your enemy, or it can also become um, a friend. So it is on all dependent on us. Once Ramdas Swami Maharaj, after doing his entire sadhana, he had dedicated a significant part of his life for the upliftment of the society by traveling everywhere to different places. And when he used to travel from one village to another village, he used to stay at somebody's house. So usually the patils of the villages used to keep him in the house. Now, in one such village, Ramdas Swamiji went, and every time he used to go to this village, this Patil used to tell Ramdas Swami, I also want, like you, I want to pursue the spiritual path. I also really want to do all this, but what to do? This world, it has captured me. This world, I have to, it has बांध के रखते हैं, our we also say ना परिवार ने बांध के रखा. He used to say that my business, my entire thing has really, tied me up. I am not able to, pursue my spiritual path because of all this. Now, he used to continuously say this. Now, one day Swamiji visited his house, and then it was the time for him to leave. Now, when it was time for him to leave, all his disciples said, Swamiji, chali, let's move. We have to go. And then while leaving, what Swamiji did, there were in the olden days, the pillars were there in the house. What he did, Swamiji held one of the pillars tightly. He hugged the pillar tightly. And Swamiji said, I really want to leave the house. I want to go. We have a long way to go. But kya karu? This pillar has held me. The people are surprised. This pillar Swamiji is holding, and he's shouting, the pillar has held me. I'm not able to go. This pillar is holding me back. I'm attached to it. This pillar is keeping me held. These disciples, nobody had the courage to say anything to Swamiji. But this Patil said, Swamiji, sorry, but the pillar is not holding you. Swamiji, you are holding the pillar. So Swamiji says, you understand that for me, you have to understand that for yourself. You are not holding the samsar. The samsar is holding you. You are saying the samsar is holding, the samsar is not holding you. You are holding the samsar. You have to understand that. Just like I am not the pillar is not holding me. I am stuck holding the pillar. This samsar is not holding you. You are stuck in the samsar. So don't give me these excuses. Now, how the people, you must have seen the people sell parrots. No? Now, what happens if these people who keep the parrots, they keep a small rod, like a jhula, is kept. Now, what happens? This parrot sits on that stick, and there's a pipe like thing. He sits on that pipe, and that pipe starts swinging. The moment it starts swinging, this parrot holds it very, very tightly, and he tries to balance on it. Now, and when he's trying to balance, now he has tightly held the pipe. When he's tightly held the pipe, what happens? He's worried that he will fall. Now, if he, takes the balance down, and if he turns the upside down, if the parrot is worried, what will happen to me? And he holds the pipe very, very strongly. And taking advantage of this insecurity, what happens? The bird catcher that they hold the parrots. And that is how they also manage to keep them engaged in the cage. The parrot doesn't realize that even if he falls down, he has the capacity to fly off. He is worried that if I fall down, what will happen to me if I leave the pipe? And if I turn upside down, what will happen to me? He's scared. He has forgotten his capacity to fly off. Atmaiva Ripuratmanaha. Ripu means that he himself has forgotten his capacity to fly. So our consciousness knows that we are independent, we are a part of this Paramatma. And what we have done, we have tied ourselves. So what here the hidden meaning is, don't be afraid of this sansar. Don't be afraid of this world. This world is not holding you. You are stuck in this world. We ourselves are stuck in this world, and if we become our own friends and realize our potential, we can free ourselves. Bandhuratmat manastasya, we can free ourselves from this entire problem. And for this, Sri Krishna gives a very beautiful explanation about who are such people who are able to free themselves. Jitatmanah prashantasya paramatma samahitah शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु तथा मानापमानयोः Jitatmanah Prashantasya. God is not very, very far. He is very Jitatmanah, the person who is self-controlled. All these examples that we were seeing. Jitatmanah Prashantasya, the person who is completely in control. Such a person is what? He is peaceful, always happy. Paramatma Samahitaha. Paramatma Samahitaha. He is always, having balanced. He is a person who is balanced, he is always Samahita. He is always engrossed in whom? The Paramatma, in the God, in the divine supreme power. And what are his external traits? His external traits are traits of balance. Shitoshna sukha dukkheshu tatha mana mamanayoho. He has balanced all the dualities. Sometimes we also feel like, no, now, nothing affects me. We start feeling. But then the moment someday you make a little, tea without sugar in the house and see that imbalance comes out immediately. Shitoshna sukha dukkheshu. Small things. We don't even we don't even have to worry about big things. Small dualities affect us immediately. This is a test. One day, let the wife forget salt in the food. See what happens. Hmm? Jitat, whether that Jitatmana Prashantasya remains or not. The internal state should be how a peaceful state for them, that externally how they are Jitatmana Shitoshna Sukha Dukkeshu Tatha Manapamanayo. A small thing like, if we have done say some charity, and that in that charity so people announce the vote of thanks or some gratitude thing, and let your name not come, then see how people start reacting, that, oh, my name was not called out, they have not given this, all these questions, all these things start happening. In such a case, what happens? The balance that we had up till now, what happens? It starts dwindling. Such a thing never happens to what? To a Jitat Manaha. How is a Jitat Manaha? He's Prashantasya, always happy. Prashanta. There's a sagar, is a Prashanta. Means what? Just like the ocean. When the rain showers from the clouds, it does not affect the ocean at all. It does not. Salt, this ocean is salty. You add few kgs of salt, it is not going to make any difference. You add little salt, a pinch of salt in the glass of water, try to drink. What happens? Add more salt, add more one spoon salt in the water, try to drink. What will happen? The salt in that it affects one glass of water. But you add as many kgs of salt you want to the ocean, nothing is going to happen. That is a state of a Jitat Manaha. All these dualities of life, they do not affect him. Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha means the pleasures, happiness, pleasure or pain, cold or hot, Mana, Apamana, honor, dishonor. All these dualities will not affect a Jitatmana. And when he will be what? He will always be connected to whom? To the Paramatma. To the Paramatma, they will all be connected. They will all be connected towards the Paramatma. And further, what Sri Krishna mentioned is a beautiful trait. Jnana Vijnana तृप्तात्मा कूटस्थो विजितेन्द्रियः युक्त इत्युच्यते योगी समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः. How is the state of a yogi? How is the state of this param yogi that we have to try to achieve? Such a yogi, he is jnana vijnana triptatma. Triptatma means a person who is happy, who is just contained. Hmm. Now, how is this triptatma means satisfied? How a satisfied person is? What is this definition of satisfaction? We feel that suppose a person is hungry and we eat. Now, when is the satisfaction coming? Is it coming after the entire food is over, or it starts coming from the first bite you have? Suppose a hungry person is given food. You given the after eating the first bite only he starts feeling the satisfaction. Somebody who's very thirsty, that entire glass of water he might drink, but first sip gives him a lot of happiness, isn't it? From the first sip, that Atma Tripta, that he starts becoming satisfied. So every sip increases the satisfaction and gradually he becomes completely satisfied. So this is how the Tripti, the satisfaction increases. It increases the moment we start getting the knowledge. Vijnana is what? Applied knowledge. The moment we start getting these things, gradually the satisfaction increases, the trupti increases. So it is not, so don't feel that it is only after the end of the sadhana, after becoming a yoga ruda, we will be satisfied. No, it is a process. It is a steady process. The process of getting satisfied spiritually is a steady process. Kutastho Vijitendriya. Kutastha, he does it, he is remaining unshaken. Hmm. How many clouds? We saw the example of a mountain. No matter how many clouds are going there, it is unshaken. Nothing is going to happen to this mountain, no matter how many clouds are going. So, Kutastha Vijitendriya. Nothing is going to affect, no matter how many beautiful things are going to come in front of him. No, how many jewels are coming, how many ornaments are coming. He is Vijitendriya, doesn't attract him, nor does he hate them. So don't start saying, "Oh, I have to become a Vegetarian." Means if I see gold, I should not. I should just keep away. No, that is also not there. No hate and no love, no liking, no dislike. Also, both are important. Both should be. Such a person is Vegetarian. It has no effect, no emotion of happiness, no emotion of sadness. He knows only two things. What are the only two states that matter to him? Atma, Anatma. This is a bhuta. If a person, if a living creature is in front of him, there is a jivatma in him. He is able to see the Paramatma Tattva in him and he is able to be kind to such a person. He knows only two states, Atma and Anatma. Everything else, is Jada for him. A mobile, the gold ornaments, all the money, all these are Jada, that is matter for him. This is all anatma. They do not have any atma tattva. So they will understand that this is the anatma. They will not be interested in it. And atma, there is a paramatma tattva in that. Because he is paramatma samahitaha, he will connect with that person or the creature accordingly. This slok doesn't mean that they will not have any emotions. Don't misunderstand this. It is not that they will not have emotions, they will remain still in any case. No, they will understand only things that this is the Atma Tattva, this is the Anatma Tattva. And they will be conscious towards the Atma Tattva, rest everything is Anatma, not a matter of interest to them. That is how it is. And Samaloshtasma Kanchana. Samaloshtasma Kanchana means what? The one who sees if a stone or a lump of mud is given to them, for them some this stone or this what do you say, the jewels or gems or diamond, stone, gold, all are same by value. It's not that doesn't mean that they are buddhu, they do not understand the difference in the value. They understand all that, but they see it with the same perception. They will not get affected by the value, by the monetary value that is associated with these things. And one last shlok we will take in the, because it is in the same context with the the characteristics of a great yogi. Suranmitraryudasina madhyasthatveshya bandhushu साधुष्वपि च पापेषु समबुद्धिर्विशिष्यते. How is this person's buddhi? This person's buddhi is that of a samabuddhi. Samabuddhir vishishyate. Samabuddhir vishishyate means he has a vision of equanimity. His mind is equal towards all. And here Shri Krishna has used a very special adjective. Vishishyate. He excels. He excels in what? He excels in being samabuddhi, means having an equanimity, a perception of equanimity, a perception of equality in all. He excels in keeping a perception of equality. Towards whom? Towards this big long list of people. What is that long list? Surut. Surut means somebody whom you might not be related to. Might not be, your friend or enemy or anything, no relation, but he is your Hitachanda. As Shri Krishna says, Shri Krishna also calls himself our Surut. He says, no matter what you are doing to me, no matter what we feel about him, he is always our Surut. Surudam Sarvabhutanam. Shri Krishna says that I am the Surut for everybody. So he is a Surut who is always wishing the best for you. Mitra is a friend. Ari means Shatru. So whether he is a Hitachintak, he is a well-wisher, he is a friend or an enemy or Udasina with whom there is no connection. We go on the road, there I am a driver in one car, another driver in another car, no relation with each other. Udasina, no connection with each other. Udasina, totally disconnected people. Madhyastha. Now there are some people who are, like this. Suppose I don't get along with somebody, especially in small children you will see, or even in big children they will, big people they will have, that I don't get along with this person. This person is my enemy, so you also don't become the enemy. You also don't talk to him. But in that cases, there will be some exceptions who will say, I understand your problem, but see, the person is related to me also, no? So though he is your enemy, I cannot take enmity with me. I am in between both of you. So such a person is madhyastham. I might not be negotiating on your behalf, not doing anything, but they are not enemy, nothing, but I have to maintain relation with you also and with your enemy also. Such a person, a madhyastha. Dveshi, people who might be jealous of you. No matter what you feel for them, there could be some people, irrespective of what you are, how much difference, whether you are jealous of them or not, they could be jealous of you. Dvesha, bandhushu, bandhu, our relatives, our brother, cousins, sisters, our friends, our relatives, bandhushu. So desha bandhushu, sadhu, sadhushvapicha papeshu. Sadhu, amongst the dharmatma, amongst the great people, and papeshu, the unrighteous one, the papi, the sinful ones, even in between them. Now you will say, how is it that they have a state of same equanimity towards the great people, saints, and the sinful ones also, papi? So, जो पुण्य करते हैं, for the sadhu also, they have the same thing, but even for a sinful person, they will have the same thing. Here, remember one thing, the great saints, the yogi that we are talking about, they are not fools. What they are saying here, sama buddhir. In the fifth chapter also, Shri Krishna has told in the 18th slok, Vidya Vinaya Sampadne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaiva Shvapake Cha Pandita Samadarshinaha. Panditaha Samadarshinaha means what? They are having the same perception. How is our perception? When we are serving our own children, we will give fresh food, healthy food. Let the maid come. Then let me see if there is some stale roti in the fridge or a bread in the fridge. So our behavior is what? Our perception is only not samadarshi. It is what? It is a difference in the perception. Rich people, if you call at your home, we will give them, keep gift, expensive gifts. So they are from a wealthy family, we will put up a best show. Somebody who is coming visiting from a poor family, what they will do? Are theek hai, normal treatment is okay, no lavish treatment not required. So our treatment towards people also changes. So that is not samadarshinaha or a samabuddhinaha. What Shri Krishna says here, but a yogi is a samadarshi or a samabuddhi. In fifth chapter, he has said, Pandita samadarshinaha, Pandita is samadarshi, and what here she is saying, samabuddhir visheshyate, they excel in having a vision of equanimity. Means what? The vyavhar might not be same, the behavior might not be same. If there is some papi, will they might just give a punishment or do something like Shivaji Maharaj. He is seeing that this person has done, he has given a punishment, cut chopped off hands of a person because he has done a very big crime, but that is only to teach the lesson. At the same time, helping the family of those people also. Why? Because ultimately, even with all that distinction in the behavior, their perception is that in front of me, the creature which is there, in that there is a ounce, there is a fraction of Paramatma within him. So I might have a different behavior owing to whatever is the behavior of the person in front of me, but my perception will be that of an equanimity in my brain. If that person also needs water, and if a sinful person also needs water, I will give water, because inside them there is a paramatma which is staying. So the intellect is of equanimity. The intellect is of equanimity, but there could be a difference in behavior. Yogis are not fools. Hmm? They are intelligent. They understand how the behavior should be, but from within, they do not have any repulsion towards such people. Having understood all these things, Sri Krishna further is going to explain about how to start walking on this path of sadhana. From Aruruksha to being a yogi, he has told this is the gap. Till now, gap he has told? He has told the gap in the inner qualities. How to, reduce that gap, how to start on that path of sadhana, we'll start understanding from the next shloka, as we gradually enter the gates of the dhyan, what Sri Krishna has explained in this particular adhyaya, that we all will see from the next session. With that, I offer this entire discourse at the lotus feet of Param Puja Gurudev, with whose blessings we all are here, and I am here trying to talk on this chapter. Let us all pray together. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om.
That was an enlightening session, and Didi dealt in detail with her sweet voice, which is music to our ears. I think we could all visualize the scenes Didi narrated. Thank you, Didi, for your wonderful interpretation. We would be seeing more of this in coming sessions. Now it's time for question answers. I request those who want to ask questions to raise their hands and switch on their cameras and wait for their turn. Please make the questions precise so that more questions can be taken. Yeah. Yes. Lakshmi Narayanji. Yeah.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna. Am I audible?
Didi, how to control five indriyas? My question is to control five indriyas.
Hmm.
So how to control five indriyas?
Yeah, that entire
So I'll
process.
be disturbing sometimes.
What is coming sometimes? See, as far as I get your question, how to control the indriya. Now, in the third chapter, when Shri Krishna says, there is entire process he says, what we try to do, we try to control our indriya. But who is controlling the indriya? Our mind is controlling the indriya. Manasastu para, when Shri Krishna says that, in the third chapter, all this explanation comes where he says, you are trying to control your indriya, but who is more powerful than Indriya? It is your mind which is more powerful. So we should try. Then what we naturally comes to our mind. That means we have to control our mind. But then what Shri Krishna says, Manasastu para buddhir, that your intellect is more powerful than your man. I think he has got disconnected, but I will nevertheless answer his question. So the intellect is more powerful. So what we have to do? We have to thoroughly understand all these principles and then gradually start bringing them in practice. And also come out of this understanding that all this is going to happen in a week's time, in a month's time. This is a very long process. It has to happen gradually. It will be with abhyas, with the practice only, this is going to happen. So that is how we have to try to control. So he's not, I think he got disconnected. So if that bhaiya joins again, we can take his question again. Ji.
Yeah.
Yashpal bhaiya, Jai Shri Krishna Pranam. Please unmute.
Yeah. You have to unmute, Bhaiya. Yes, Ji, you have to unmute.
Okay, Lakshmi Narayan bhaiya has joined again.
Yeah, he is back.
We'll take you in a moment. We'll just, Yashpal ji, Jai Shri
Jai Shri Krishna.
Pranam bhaiya, Jai Shri Krishna.
I do appreciate the efforts being done by the Gita Parivar in spreading the holy messages of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. But there is one thing which is bothering me, and I have been having this in mind to ask a question. In this process, are we having on our agenda something to produce Arjunas and Abhimanyus, etc.?
In the process, see, Gita Parivar is very, very dedicated about this. I'll tell you what. I will tell you a little bit about the offline work of Gita Parivar, about the inception of Gita Parivar. Now, because of Learngeeta, many people just did see this online presence of Learngeeta, but which is Learngeeta is an initiative from Gita Parivar. And when was Gita Parivar come into existence? Is Gita Parivar has been there from 40 years. Offline, it has been dedicatedly working on Bal Sanskar. This is the prime intent of Gita Parivar. There are a lot of other things that Gita Parivar works on, but throughout the country, in more than 16 states, Gita Parivar has had tie-up with different schools, and many volunteers have been taking Bal Sanskar work online, offline. They have been visiting their schools and communities and doing this work. Now, Learngeeta has a huge reach. So people see only this Learngeeta part of Gita Parivar, but Gita Parivar has been in existence from 40 plus years. Next year, we are celebrating our Chaturdasha Varsha Purti. And we are this entire year, we are going to, try to celebrate it by completing our mission to various different things. So many Gita sadhaks we have reached. Offline Gita training we have done. And what is the message that Swamiji has given? Satguno ki sadhana karte karte. By following all these principles, we are trying to create all the Arjuns. We are trying to make this Gita Parivar was started with the intent that we have to prepare the children at a very young age and not once they become old. So, the Bahal Sanskar has been the main motive of Gita Parivar. And amongst the various initiatives of Gita Parivar, Learngeeta happens to be one of them, where we have understood that this has started in the COVID period, right? The COVID period when we could not go out offline and teach Gita to children, and we could not go to schools and to conduct the Bal Sanskar work. So what we did online, we started this Learngeeta. Online we had a e-Sanskar Vatika. All these initiatives became online from the COVID time. It became a matter of convenience. So Learngeeta continues to be online primarily and also offline now. We have a lot of offline centers in various schools. A lot of offline work has been going on from our Learngeeta volunteers also. So that is what Gita Parivar is not just sticking. Even abroad, we have presence in 182 plus countries. You see a lot of Gita Maitri Millans happening in Dubai, in other countries. Why are these Gita Maitri Millans happening? To see what difference can our new people who have joined Learngeeta who have joined Gita Parivar by the means of Learngeeta, how they can make an impact offline, to teach them that. Our old volunteers are active from 40 plus years. Gita Parivar Hyderabad, where I am staying, Bhagyanagar, this has been operating from 40 plus years. We have been doing a shibir every summer camp. We are doing 200 plus children are attending that summer camp. We have been doing this shibir for more than 23 years now. It's a residential camp of 7 days for Bahal Sanskar we are doing. So such a great work is already happening. People were not aware of it. Now with online presence, when people have started noticing Gita Parivar, we are also spreading our wings with full passion offline also. So we are definitely focused on this.
My concern has been what I saw in Bangladesh. People from ISKCON being killed left and right. And also their senior leaders, they put it behind the bars.
Yes.
Now, I didn't see any effort coming from the Gita Parivar side, any
Every
agitation coming
effort,
from
every
this side.
effort is
Sorry,
not.
this is a different
No,
question.
see, one thing, please understand. Gita Parivar has its own boundaries. Okay, we have sadhaks from Bangladesh who are attending whatever moral support we can do. We have, but we work within our limitations. It is the government's job to do that. Don't expect us to, see, we should also think we are supporting the government in every Sanatani initiative that is happening. Beyond our capacity, also we are trying to go. You should be you are seeing this one instance, but sir, you are not seeing that we have reached more than 33 jails in India, and we are teaching the jail inmates, people who don't have any basic education, to them also we are teaching Bhagavad Gita. This problem that you are telling is a national problem. It comes with some kind of political, issues, and this Vivechan session is not the right platform to discuss such.
No, I appreciate that.
Right.
Thank you very much.
So we have to, understand. But what initiatives Gita Parivar is doing, because you were concerned about what initiatives Gita Parivar doing, that is definitely my responsibility as a dedicated Learngeeta and Gita Parivar member to tell that what all work we are working. If anybody wants to be a part of this all effort, they are all welcome to join us as volunteers for our offline and online work. Offline, lot of work is going on, sir. You are definitely welcome to join us, join hands with us, and we are working in many domains. But at the same time, certain things can be beyond our political control that I will not comment on because this platform has its limitations.
I understand.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for your
Thank you.
time.
Namaskar.
Jai Shri
Thank you.
Krishna. Lakshmi Narayan ji Pranam, Jai Shri Krishna. So I have already
Jai Shri Krishna, Devi.
Jai Shri Krishna. I was
Devi,
already
actually,
answering the question, and
yeah,
so
some intro.
how to control the Indriya. Hmm?
Yes.
So how to control the Indriya? This is very beautifully explained by one simple principle in the third chapter, where Shri Krishna says we all try to control our Indriya, but what is more powerful than our Indriya? Our mind, our mana. Man is more powerful than the Indriya. And what is more? So what we should do if you want to control your Indriya, you have to control your mana, your mind. But then mind is also very happy. Mind is also happily roaming here and there. What is going to happen? One who controls the mana, who is more powerful than mana, it is your intellect. The buddhi is more superior than the man. So what we have to do? We have to continuously train our intellect. We have to train our intellect such that it is able to dissociate. It is the moment I start seeing, suppose, some Netflix movie, my intellect should say, no, instead of this, I should better learn Bhagavad Gita. Then what will happen automatically? By our intellect, control our mind, and by controlling the mind, control what? The sense organs. That is the real process. And again, this process is a time consuming process. It doesn't happen in a day, it doesn't happen in an hour, it doesn't happen in any this thing. It is a continuous process. Isn't
Okay, Devi.
it? Krishna, thank you. I think there are no further questions, and I have to for another session. So
Okay, one second. Yeah. Okay. So, we'll continue. Okay. Now, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Shraddha Didi for clearing the doubts of our sadhaks. On behalf of Gita Parivar and myself, I extend sincere thanks to the technical team consisting of Sandhya Jairamji and all those who have been at the backstage for their relentless and efficient efforts in making the session a great success. May I take this opportunity to thank all those who attended the session. Please do continue your Gita sadhana and attend the sessions to enrich your spiritual knowledge. I also request all those who are not giving any seva in the Parivar to give some seva as per their ability. Please do watch Gita Sevi program today in English and tomorrow in Hindi to know the various kinds of seva. I request Anuradha Panim-ji from Kakinada, a homemaker with interest in yoga, gardening, etc., to recite prayer to thank Krishna as well as Gita Parivar for giving us all this opportunity. May we all seek the blessings of Sri Krishna. Anuradha Didi, please. Anuradha Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Yeah. Didi, can you spotlight her?
Deshika did not open her video.
Oh,
Yes. Jai Shri
yeah.
Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Yeah, Didi, please. Yeah.
सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरन् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं जय श्रीकृष्ण.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you for that sweet rendition, Didi. I request you all to be there for Hanuman Chalisa. Didi, Hanuman Chalisa, please.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समभाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर गोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय.
Thank you all for being there to seek the blessings of Hanumanji. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. May the knowledge gained today make our week ahead brighter and more beautiful. We shall see you back on another enlightening session next week. Till then, Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you for your pleasant presence, Mala Didi.
Haji?
Thank you for your pleasant presence throughout the session. Thank you.
Yeah.